Welcome, deep divers. Today, we're diving into a really fascinating document. It explores what it truly takes to unlock your personal potential, and build the life you actually desire. This isn't about quick fixes or fleeting trends. Our focus today is squarely on self-mastery, genuine growth, and that quiet, powerful journey of transformation.
Yeah, definitely.
We're going to unpack some valuable insights on how you can cultivate deep focus and real unwavering resilience, moving beyond just what feels good enough.
Right. Towards something maybe greater.
Exactly. Pursuing true greatness.
And the source material for this, it's titled Focus.pdf. It offers a philosophical but also deeply insightful perspective on personal evolution. It really emphasizes resilience and, crucially, those often overlooked moments, the ones where real growth actually happens.
So not the big flashy achievements necessarily.
Not primarily, no. It's less about the external stuff that grabs headlines and much more about the internal resolve, the stuff that truly builds character.
Okay, so our mission today then is to extract the core wisdom from this material. We want to provide you, our listeners, with actionable insights, maybe a fresh perspective on how you become the person you're sort of meant to be. And like you said, not necessarily in the public eye, but through that deliberate, often quiet effort.
Exactly. And what's really at the heart of this Focus.pdf is this core idea. We do not become who we are meant to be in the spotlight. We become that person in the quiet hours when the world is still.
Wow. That really reframes where transformation happens, doesn't it?
It totally does. It shifts the focus dramatically.
From external validation, to internal work. The document goes on and says, growth begins in solitude, in those moments when others sleep, and we are alone with our thoughts, our ambitions, and our resolve.
Powerful stuff.
It really is. When I read that, it kind of evokes that sense of childhood wonder almost. That feeling of not wanting to miss anything, that refusal to close our eyes when possibility might pass us by.
Yeah, like staying awake, alert to opportunity.
Right. Being aware even when everything seems dormant. But how does that translate for someone today in our busy, super connected world? Is it about literal quiet time or something else?
That's a really good question. And I think the material hints it's maybe less about physical quiet and more about turning down the mental noise, you know? Allowing for genuine introspection even when things are chaotic externally.
So creating internal space.
Precisely. Space to confront your assumptions, to question the path you're on, even when it feels uncomfortable. Letting go of the noise of what everyone else expects. And what's fascinating is how it connects that early childhood sense of wonder to this later adult pursuit. It points out from childhood, many of us have sensed that life does not pause simply because the sun has set.
We had that innate curiosity,
We did. But then it highlights this crucial societal shift.
Okay. And this is where it gets really compelling, I thought. The document describes how society often teaches us to trade wonder for conformity, imagination for routine, and bold dreams for the safety of good enough.
That subtle trade-off.
It is subtle, isn't it? But so powerful. This redirection that can push us away from that quiet individual growth we might have felt more naturally as kids.
And this is where the material really reinforces a powerful truth. Greatness has never been born from the comfort of mediocrity.
Oof, yeah.
It's forged, it says, in the willingness to endure what others will not. It directly encourages us to reframe how we see difficulty.
Not as a wall,
But as a staircase, to see difficult as the way up.
That's a fantastic image, a staircase.
It really is. And it leads to this idea, to achieve what few have, one must do what few will.
So if doing what others won't is key, how does the document suggest we actually do that? How do we lean into that discomfort practically, not just, think about it?
Well, it seems to point towards a conscious choice.
Okay.
Recognizing the discomfort, seeing it as part of the ascent, like climbing that staircase, rather than seeing it as a signal to stop or turn back. It's about choosing to engage with it.
Right. Actively leaning in. And as we think about that climb, that ascent, the material also sketches out what the path of progress actually looks like. It's not always smooth sailing, is it?
Not at all. The document is very clear that the path will demand resilience. It talks about seasons of triumph, when momentum carries you forward, and then seasons of winter.
The seasons of winter, when progress feels invisible.
Exactly. And doubt starts creeping in. Think about that project, maybe, that you've poured months into, only to hit a massive wall.
Oh, yeah. Been there.
It feels like everything's just frozen, right? We've all been in those darker chapters where the natural instinct is maybe to just retreat, wait for spring.
Right, hunker down. But the document makes a crucial distinction here, doesn't it?
It does. It highlights those who endure, who refuse to surrender their future to chance, and argues that those people will emerge transformed.
So it's not about avoiding the winter.
No, it's about choosing to keep moving through it, even when it's tough.
And that ties directly into how progress actually works, according to this source.
Yeah, it says progress is rarely sudden, which can be frustrating, I think.
Definitely. We want those breakthroughs.
We do. But instead, it's usually the accumulation of small, deliberate steps taken even when fear whispers stop.
Even when fear whispers stop. That's powerful.
It connects to this core message. Success is often less about spectacular breakthroughs and more about holding on when others let go.
Holding on when others let go. It comes back to that quiet endurance again, day after day,
That consistency?
and that consistent quiet endurance. It feels like that's what opens up new possibilities, right? Which leads to this idea the document talks about redrawing your map,
Yeah, the possibility of a new beginning.
which sounds great, but for many listeners who might be, established in their careers or lives, the idea of redrawing your map might seem
Ah,
huge,
okay.
daunting.
Does it mean starting completely over?
Exactly. Is it about abandoning everything? Or maybe it's more about shifting your internal compass, even within your current situation?
I think that's closer to it. The document offers such a liberating idea here. Do not allow your past to define you. It is a chapter, not the whole book.
A chapter, not the whole book. I like that.
It frees you up, right? If your past isn't the whole story, then you get to decide what comes next. What new narrative will you choose?
It's incredibly empowering when you think about it that way. We learn every moment is an opportunity to choose again, to walk away from old narratives and step toward the life you wish to build. And then it says, your destiny begins the moment you decide to claim it. Wow, that implies such a strong sense of personal agency.
It really does. And when we talk about building that new life, claiming that destiny, the document brings up mastery, but with a twist.
Okay, what's a twist?
It says that mastery requires the humility to begin as a fool.
Begin as a fool. That's interesting. For someone who's maybe already an expert in one area, how do they embrace that? How do you be a fool again when you're used to being confident?
That's a really practical challenge, isn't it? I think it's about recognizing that feeling of incompetence in a new domain isn't failure, it's just the starting line.
Right. The source talks about having the courage to stand at the bottom of a new mountain with little more than determination, remembering every master was once a beginner.
Exactly. It's that reminder that everyone starts somewhere, that initial vulnerability isn't something to avoid, it's actually required for real growth.
So it's not about diminishing what you already know.
Not at all.
Right.
It's about understanding that pushing your boundaries often means stepping into a new arena where, yeah, you are a beginner again, and that's okay.
Okay. So embracing the beginner's mind. And speaking of beginnings or maybe re-beginnings, the document highlights something it calls life's greatest gift.
Yes. This part is really striking. It says, you are always one decision away from transformation.
One decision. That sounds almost too simple.
Well, think about it. One choice can redraw the map of your life entirely. Consider someone who maybe decides, okay, just 1 hour a day, I'm going to dedicate to learning this new skill, even with a crazy schedule.
Right.
That single decision, if they stick with it consistently, it fundamentally reshapes their capabilities, their opportunities down the line. It's not instant magic. It's deliberate choice compounded over time.
That is incredibly powerful. But it's also a bit of a challenge, isn't it? Because the document warns us against clinging to what is safe that's stagnant.
That comfort zone that becomes a cage.
Yeah. So that one choice, that single decision, it might just be the decision to step away from what's comfortable, but isn't actually serving you anymore.
Precisely. And the good news is the material doesn't just say make a decision and leave it there. It actually outlines a, well, simple process for enduring growth.
Okay, good. Let's break that down. Let's unpack this cycle. First step, realize there is more.
Right. That spark, that initial curiosity or maybe dissatisfaction, that feeling that there's something beyond your current horizon.
Got it. Step 1 is awareness. Then,
Step 2, summon the courage to pursue it. This is where that fear might whisper stop, like we mentioned.
okay, so courage to act despite the fear. What's next?
Step 3, embrace mistakes as lessons. This is huge. Shifting from seeing slip-ups or failures as roadblock.
To seeing them as data, feedback.
Exactly. Valuable feedback. Data points on your path forward, not reasons to quit.
Okay, learn from mistakes. Step 4.
Trust yourself when the results are not immediate. This speaks right back to those seasons of winter, doesn't it?
It does. Recognizing progress isn't always obvious or linear. Patience and self-trust.
Mm-hmm. And then finally, step 5. When you succeed, adjust your sights higher.
So it's iterative. Don't just succeed and stop. Keep raising the bar. Avoid settling into a new good enough.
You got it. It's a continuous cycle, and the document really emphasizes repeating this cycle. It says, in time, you will see that your endurance was the most valuable decision you ever made.
Endurance being the key.
It seems so. And connecting this cycle to the bigger picture, it underscores the message that the journey is not meant to be easy. It is meant to be worth it.
What a powerful sentiment to wrap things up. So
Yeah.
if we recap our deep dive today, the core message seems to be that true growth, real transformation, it doesn't usually happen under the bright lights.
No, it happens in the quiet hours. Through perseverance, through embracing discomfort, through resilience.
And this kind of growth, it's always accessible, right? Through
Right.
deliberate choice. It doesn't matter what your past narrative has been.
Absolutely. It's about those small, deliberate steps piled one on top of the other, especially when it feels hard. Because that difficulty, remember,
The staircase, not a wall.
exactly. It's about understanding growth as a process, maybe a messy one sometimes, not a neat destination. And every stumble is just a chance to learn something new.
So as you, our listeners, go about your day, maybe consider this final thought. What safe but stagnant aspect of your life might you be just one decision away from transforming?
What's that one thing?
And what small, deliberate step could you perhaps take today? Even if, or especially if, that little voice of fear whispers, stop.
Yeah.
We'll leave you to ponder that. Because that small step, taken in a quiet hour, that might just be where your transformation truly begins.